Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Monday the 18th, and got a couple things here on the calendar. The old economic calendar, so let me see. Tomorrow we have the... nothing really. Nothing tomorrow. Wednesday we got the FOMC interest rate decision, and then we're going to hear from J-Pow. Typical Fed Wednesday, and then on Thursday you got the jobless claims, and then we'll hear from Powell again on Friday. So a few things to be mindful of there, and then I'm pretty sure NVIDIA's doing a conference here tonight, so we'll see what's up with that. But on my end, guys, I'm pretty much in day trade mode. Really strong market, really overbought market. I'm finding nice plates of opportunity on 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute time frames. So a good example is this morning. Now, I did miss this one. I slept in. Shame on me. But a beautiful 15-minute squeeze here in the S&P futures. All right. Now, the key is you want to find that, in this example, you want to find that 15-minute squeeze. Then you've got to check the 5-minute, the 3-minute, the all of your lower time frames. You want them to confirm the same direction. I'm looking at primarily two things: the big three signals and the ATR trailing stop. So if we drop down to the 5-minute, you'll notice inside of that 15-minute squeeze, we had a 5-minute squeeze, also cranking out that buy signal. Right, so that gives you a little more confirmation if you're playing that 15-minute squeeze. If we drop down to a 3-minute time frame, drop down to the tray, uno, dos, tres, the 3-minute chart here, right back here. Whoops. Where'd it go? There we go. All right, so your 15-minute chart had a squeeze and a buy signal. The 5-minute chart had a squeeze and a buy signal. And then inside of that, there's your 3-minute. Squeeze in with a buy signal. If you can stack 2, 3, 4 different squeezes all on top of each other, and they've all got good structure, they're all cranking out that buy signal, I think that moment in time makes for a really good day trade. Now, with that being said, you take the current 15-minute squeeze in the futures, and it's not the same moment in time. You've got price under the 21, under the 50. You've got momentum below 0. You've got the price below that trailing stop. Right, no buy signal. 15-minute time frame, not lined up in the same fashion it was this morning. You check that 5-minute, you got a sell signal. You got a 2-minute sell signal. So what I'm looking for is clarity in the squeezes. I might anchor to a 30-minute squeeze. I might anchor to a 15-minute. I can't go and pull the trigger making the assumption it's going to break long or short in my favor. It might be the 15-minute squeeze I'm really trying to focus on, but I got to check that 5, got to check that 3-minute, got to give it a good check-in from the ground up. So as far as the market here, and like I mentioned, I'm a bit more in day trade mode, which means I can look for longs, I can look for shorts. I am pretty much taking whatever the defense gives me. But a few things here on the cash market. Tough to want to doubt this market's ability to go higher. I am seeing a few signs of exhaustion. Exhaustion meaning we're not going to roll over. But if anything, the market might be getting a wee bit tired. So on the SPX here, we got a little break in momentum on the big three histogram. Little break in momentum, and then the big three signals have gone from green to blue. From bullish to neutral. Again, not a short signal. But if anything, a sign of the market maybe needing a little bit of time to catch its breath. And then over here on the QQQ, believe it or not, bigger signs of exhaustion. We've got a pretty big divergence. Where if you look at that, all right, I got my daily chart. If you look at that daily histogram, momentum's been going lower. Meanwhile, the price continues to go higher. So at some point, it becomes a question of sustainability. In an overbought market, how much longer can they pull it to the upside if momentum's going the opposite way? And then, of course, the signals have gone from bullish to neutral. And they've been neutral pretty much since, for the better part of last month. And we do have a daily squeeze, and I think from here, guys, you keep it nice and simple. You watch the S&Ps, you watch the QQQ. If you have the big 3 indicator, right, mark up your 21 EMA, the daily 21 EMA, and then in the context of a daily squeeze and a 4-hour squeeze, if price is above that daily 21, and the 5-minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, if all of our lower time frames have buy signals, you buy the market and you look for a push higher. If we're under that 21 EMA and the 1 hour, the 30, the 15, we've got nothing but lower time frame sell signals. Dare I say it, you might look for a short, or you might want to just go walk your dog. And then speaking of that 4-hour squeeze, we've got one in the QQQ, of course. We've got one in the SPX, we got one in the Dow Jones, and then I believe we got one in NVDA. So my thinking is the next meaningful move is probably going to take place when that 4-hour squeeze fires. And I think they'll all fire together. So the $1 million question is, do they fire long or do they fire short? For the QQQ 4-hour, it's a bit of a tough read. The 4-hour chart itself is neutral. We are below the 4-hour trailing stop. Structure's neutral. Again, pretty neutral. Neutral meaning it's not crazy bullish, it's not crazy bearish, it's a bit more of a glorified chop fest. We look at our lower time frames, the 2-hour, the 1-hour, the 30-minute, and the 15-minute. They don't have buy signals or sell signals either. So I've got a setup here. The setup being the 4-hour squeeze. I don't have a trade. I don't have a trade until I've got a setup, and I've got the ability to call for direction. If we're in that 4-hour squeeze, we're above that 4-hour 21, and from the 4-hour chart down to the 5-minute, we got a buy signal. The only thing I can do is get long. We break that 4-hour 21, we break the 4-hour 50, we get a bunch of sell signals. I can't fight that squeeze. At that point, I can look for a short. When the squeeze has that neutral nature to it, my favorite thing to do is absolutely freaking nothing. Take a step back, let things develop. You don't got to be the first guy or gal to get long or short. And then the 4-hour squeeze here for the S&P futures, it's a little bit stronger. We got the slingshot signal, we got a big 3 score at 10. Structure is bullish, we're above the trailing stop. That one's a bit more bullish, but my preference is we take that 4-hour squeeze, and then every time frame inside of it confirms the same move. We don't quite have that. The 2-hour chart is neutral. The 1-hour's got a buy signal, but then your 30-minute, your 15-minute, they're neutral. 5-minute has a sell signal. So for a guy like me, it's a little bit too mixed to want to jump in head first into the calls or the puts. And then the last one here would be NVDA. And the NVDA 4-hour squeeze, neutral. Makes it tough to want to jump in and get aggressive. We're neutral on the 4-hour. However, we got a lot of squeezes here. 4-hour, 2-hour, a 1-hour, a 30, a 15, and the 5. So I think from here, tomorrow morning, see where NVIDIA opens. At that point, take your lowest time frame squeeze available. When that fires long or short, you could get a bit of a domino effect. For conversation's sake, we gap up tomorrow. The 30-minute squeeze fires to the upside. That could influence your 1-hour squeeze to fire long. That could influence your 2-hour squeeze. So on and so on. But that is that, my friends. It's an interesting market to say the least. Again, my thinking is it's a really strong market, but if you look at a monthly chart, not too often are we all the way up here at that monthly 3 ATR. I don't want to doubt the market's ability to go higher. I also don't want to blindly assume we keep going higher. So my thinking is wake up with a fresh slate, wake up in cash for the most part, go find the next good-looking 15-minute, 30-minute hourly squeeze, and then day trade it. Keep life simple. You sleep a little bit better at night, and you keep on keeping on. One more thing for you. The one thing I am swing trading right now, as of mid last week, is the crude oil futures. And I think this has a really nice daily squeeze. So I bought some calls back here. I flipped them out, opened up a couple of free trades. I'm thinking that squeeze might want to take price towards 84 to 84.5. If they can get there, we've also got a 2-day squeeze. And if that 2-day squeeze fires, you're looking for 85.5 to 86. So I am swing trading the crude oil futures. But aside from that, the SPX, the QQQ, the futures, the stocks, I am in day trade mode until further notice. All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Adios.